All right, so I tried Spectre Divide, and let me tell you, it is way better than anybody was expecting. Last weekend, I got my hands on the game during its brief technical test on August 3rd, and I went all in. I'm talking 8 straight hours of non-stop, full throttle, degenerate gaming. The game had me in its grip from its first match, and I couldn't put it down. All I can say is I'm hooked on this game already, and I even skipped dinner and we played until the servers shut down. I was super bummed when they didn't extend the playtest, as I have a hunger for more of this game. But guess what? That's okay, because this past week brought some awesome news. Spectre Divide is moving into a closed beta on August 13th, which is literally tomorrow, and they are now allowing everyone the ability to stream and record the game. So let's talk about it. First off, I do want to give a huge shout out to everyone that tuned in for the last Spectre Divide video. The support, likes, comments, absolutely insane. I love chatting with you all and getting to hear your opinions on the game. But I did notice that they are very mixed, and it's not just on my video, but across the board. Some folks are super hyped and excited about it, while others are already writing the game off. And to be clear, I am not sponsored or involved in the game in any way, and these are just my honest thoughts and opinions from my own experiences. But what I did want to go ahead and say is I really enjoyed this game, and I think you should give it a shot too. It was a lot more fun than even I was expecting going in, and honestly, I feel bad for those of you that are dismissing it based on its looks alone. You are seriously gonna miss out. And look, I get it, games have been a pretty big letdown lately, but trust me, Spectre Divide is a bit different. Even if you're not into games like CS or Valorant, there's a good chance you still might like this one. What sets Spectre apart is actually what makes the game so damn good. It feels like a breath of fresh air in the tactical shooter genre, welcoming a broader range of players. Don't get me wrong, it's definitely got that competitive edge for those of you that are seeking that, but it actually is designed to be fun first and competitive second. I've spent the past few days digging into Q&As with the dev team, and it's clear they are prioritizing the fun in this game. Check out this clip from Shroud's stream. He's got a pretty solid take on this, and having played myself, I can absolutely see the vision.
And like, it's hard to make a tactical shooter that's hard. My thought process was this game going into attack shooter genre is already kind of intense. It's 3v3, that's different. It's clones and specters controlling different bodies, that's different. The way you buy guns, the way you maneuver around the map, all that stuff is different. And then to top it off, having like insanely hard recoil. So, you know, it got tuned a little bit better. What I think is more important is having a more fun gameplay experience than a hard one.
I highly recommend that you try the game out if you do get the chance. Not everybody is going to love it, and that's okay, but I think Spectre Divide is going to surprise a lot of people. Seriously, don't sleep on this one. If you want to get into the upcoming beta, make sure to sign up on their website, wishlist on Steam, and join their Discord. The community is super active and the devs are really engaged, constantly answering questions and taking feedback. So what makes Spectre Divide fun? Well, a few things actually. Spectre Divide draws on inspiration from other competitive shooters, but stands out with its own unique identity. The big one being the duality system. At first, it may sound pretty complicated. You're controlling 2 different players, but Mountaintop has nailed the design. It is super intuitive, and you'll pick it up just after a game or two. Controlling 2 specters adds a new layer to the gameplay, letting you get really creative with your strategies. If you want to, you can play both sites by having one on each, or you can lock down a single site with both specters, making it easy to trade yourself. The game feels fast and dynamic as you switch between your specters, constantly working to maintain good positioning. And if you get taken out early on in a round, don't worry, you've still got your second specter to keep the round going. It's like having twice the chances every match, giving you more control and more flexibility in your playstyle. And that's just scratching the surface. There's so much room for creativity with the duality system, not to mention the combination of duality and the game's unique abilities called sponsors. These really elevate the game by making it feel special and different. I can't wait to see how the game evolves from here. Speaking of the sponsors, I did want to give you my initial thoughts in this video, but I'm not going to go through all of the abilities, as I prefer to show them off when I have some gameplay footage available. That should happen later this week once the closed beta begins, as I'll actually be able to record the game and show you the abilities as I talk about them. But what I will say is that the sponsor system gives the game a bit of Valorant vibes without being overpowered. Spectre's abilities are balanced with utility spread out evenly across all of the sponsors. Keep in mind that the sponsor system is kind of like a class system that you choose before you enter into a map, which is really nice, as this means that you are able to customize your character to look exactly like you want to, and you're not locked down to the visuals of a hero-based system. Most sponsors offer a mix of support or intel abilities paired with smokes or grenades, making each one feel unique but yet maintaining fairness. And remember, these abilities are shared between both of your Spectres, so once you use them up, they're gone for the round. Timing your uses will be key for this game, especially as the game shifts to a pure shooting game once everybody's abilities are spent. I'm excited to see what else they can come up with, especially abilities that interact with the duality system. For example, like fast recall zones or teleporting into smokes. The sponsor system feels really good right now, and without any ultimates, there's nothing that's game breaking. Spectre Divide also really nails the map design. The current 3 maps, Metro, Mill, and Skyway, each have their own unique features that can influence your sponsor choice. For example, Skyway has fast recall zones built into the map, so you may not need to pick the sponsor Mew technology, as one of their main abilities spawns those fast recall zones. Fast recall zones are just areas of the map that if you throw your puck, you can teleport your Spectre there almost immediately, and it is much faster than doing so if you were just to throw it anywhere else. Every map does have areas of elevation that require you to use your Spectre puck to get up to that high ground, which adds another layer of strategy. This elevation really makes the maps feel much bigger and dynamic, allowing everybody the same opportunity to boost themselves up. Feels like a nice change of pace from games like Valorant, where they only allow certain heroes that opportunity. I will do a full breakdown of each map in a future video once I'm able to show you all the little nooks and crannies. Something that I did notice very early on is that the matches feel very fast. The game is the first to 8 rounds and they absolutely fly by. Most games that I played took around 15 to 20 minutes max, which was nice as you could get a lot of games in a shorter amount of time. I have heard that there is overtime potential, but in the modes that I had played, if you reached 7 to 7, the game would end and it was a tie. I do think the round timer could be extended a bit, especially with maps with longer rotations, but that's just a minor thing that may smooth out as players get used to the pacing of the game. Overall, Spectre Divide is a blast to play, and I see a really bright future for it. It's not trying to compete directly with Counter-Strike or Valorant, it's really doing its own thing, and that's awesome to see. With Counter-Strike 2 and Valorant both in really weird places right now, Spectre feels like a refreshing change. The duality system shakes things up while keeping it fair, since everybody has access to it, and I think a lot of people are really going to enjoy this game. I can't wait for you all to try it. And don't forget, if you do want a chance to try the game out for yourself, make sure you wishlist it on Steam for a chance to play. I'll be streaming the beta when it drops tomorrow, and if Twitch drops do end up being a thing, you might be able to get access by tuning in. It hasn't been fully confirmed yet if all creators will have access to drops, but if you want to give me a follow and check out for yourself, make sure you tune in tomorrow. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a like, and if you want more Spectre Divide content, hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to me, and thank you so much for watching. I hope everybody here has an awesome day, and I'll see you in Spectre Divide.